Contender Charlie was born out of some work that originated to some degree when the Globe Theatre was reopened in 1997. And my old friend and colleague Richard Olivier, who I worked with on that production, directed it, was interested in the idea of what the relevance of a Shakespeare play could be to the modern world in a way that would make Shakespeare really memorable and pertinent for people long, way beyond the theatre. He developed a technique called mythodrama. A number of us started taking that work all around the world, working with business and community leaders. About 4 years ago, I decided that we needed a separate company that focused exclusively on work with schools. Contender Charlie really operates off two different remits. One is work for head teachers and deputies, and then leading from that into staff members. The other is student work. These are two different bodies running in the same organisation. We often meet schools through their heads or deputies or staff members, and then when they've experienced some of their work, they often say, have you got a version of this we can do with the young people? And we do indeed. I mean, a central aspect of this is work with the students themselves. Freud said, there's nowhere I go in my investigations where a great poet has not been before me. And Shakespeare is arguably the greatest poet of the lot. There are ways of looking at these plays that can explore all the great emotional dilemmas and challenges we face in our lives and in our identity, in our behaviour. But also it can look at some of the key themes of how I can communicate with others and how I can lead others in the case of the heads and deputies work we do. One of the things that we're trying to offer is really high quality performance artists coming in and working in a classroom with the children. That, for instance, when we look at Hamlet, say, and with Hamlet we're not just looking at Shakespeare's play, we're looking at issues of identity and behaviour. What in society do I question and why do I question it, and what's my vision of what I'd like to bring to the world with my adult life. We would use these plays with top quality performers who come from some of the top theatres to have that person effectively sitting on the edge of your desk and working with them one-to-one and looking at these stories in a whole new way so that you don't just improve things like exam results, you really can inspire young people to look at whole new opportunities and horizons of what they might do with their life. And if that sounds a quite grand sweeping vision, it's because it is. And that's what our feedback has been, that these events have made a real difference, not just to my learning this play or to my view of the English literature curriculum, but to how I see my future. And that's very, very important in what we do. This is more than just a drama workshop. This is an opportunity to really look at some of the big questions young people face. The aim of Contender Charlie at this time is to really support schools in the face of the immense challenges that are thrown at them, and in terms of what they're trying to achieve with students, the targets that are expected of them, the measurement tools involved, and the demands that many communities bring with them. I think that all of us have a duty to do something to contribute to that if we care about the schooling of our young people.